It's Earth Month, and what's happening in MoCo is that we're going to talk today about recycling. Just 2 short years ago, we got a question from a resident that said this.
My name's Lou. I live in Montgomery County in Bethesda. I think if the county would do something showing how the recycled stuff goes up the recycle path as far as cardboard and plastic, and people probably throw it together, somebody has to separate it once it goes in the building. Is that true or not?
Good day, and welcome to What's Happening MoCo, an authentic, unscripted podcast from your Montgomery County government. Now, here's your host, Derek Kenny.
What's happening MoCo is here at the Montgomery County Recycling Center to ask the question, what's happening with recycling in Montgomery County, Maryland? And we're here with our good friend, Jeff Camera, who is the recycling expert here in Montgomery County, Maryland. But what is your formal title, Jeff?
I'm the Chief of Resource Conversion here at the Transfer Station and Recycling Center.
Oh, wow, okay. And what is it that's unique about Montgomery County, Maryland, or some of the characteristics of recycling in Montgomery County, Maryland?
Yeah, that's a great question. We're often asked that. One of the big differences with us is that Montgomery County has a dual stream recycling program, which means that we collect our mixed paper and cardboard separate from our commingled materials. And we do that for a variety of reasons.
Okay. Now, what we're trying to accomplish today is giving people a tour of how recycling is done at this facility for Montgomery County, Maryland. But because we're audio focused as well as video, we're going to try to give them a lot of clarity. So we're going to do a quick tour. We're in a room that has a lot of beautiful pictures of recycling efforts, buildings, facilities, and Jeff is going to take us through them, starting with here. What are we looking at, Jeff?
So what we have here is kind of a large view of our entire campus. Where we're standing now is in our recycling center or our material recovery facility, which is a MRF. This is where all of the residential curbside recycling in Montgomery County comes. So if you have curbside recycling in Montgomery County, which is dual stream, it will come here in which we process that.
And what we're looking at here, Jeff, what is this, a large rectangular building?
So basically a large warehouse that has a lot of equipment in it, which has a combination of manual and also mechanical sorting of various grades of recyclables.
Awesome, okay.
And then this area here is where we handle all of our paper and cardboard.
And that's a building?
That's a separate building.
That's upward north of the main building?
Correct.
Okay, awesome.
Correct.
And then where we go to next, I see these numbers around this map here.
So when you come in for either a self-guided tour or you can schedule tours online for our facility of what we do here, you'll find this map. This can also be found online, and what these numbers represent are the different areas and the different things that we recycle here. So for example, if you're a resident and you're coming in for just to drop off your recyclables or your trash, you would enter through the 355 Frederick Road, which is right here. You would continue up along the road until you come to our upper lot area. This area here is where we will collect. We have a great program. This is an older map, but we have a Don't Dump Donate program here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So as you continue around the site, you'll notice that everything is on the right-hand side. Okay. And we've done it that way to try and minimize traffic impact so that it's easy for residents to make a loop and head on out.
Tell us, what is happening inside of each one of these areas? Are these areas where residents can come and drop things off?
So residents, this is restricted access. This is our rail yard. In Montgomery County, all of our waste is transported by rail.
Oh, wow, okay.
So we don't have any active landfills. So when people ask, where's your landfill? Well, we do have landfills, none of them are active, which means we don't have any that are currently operating for the disposal of trash. So what we do is everything, all the trash that comes in, we compact, we put it in these rail containers, and we send this on these tracks that goes all the way up through Dickerson. Currently is what we have to our refuse to energy facility.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. All right, please continue to walk us through the process here.
So as we continue here, we have, and we're expanding our Don't Dump Donate, which I mentioned earlier, which is a program where residents can bring in, and businesses can bring in usable building materials, windows, doors, sinks, things like that that are still in good condition, but they don't want to throw away.
So everything and this kitchen sink we can bring in here and not just throw it away. people can still find value in it.
Right. They can come in, residents can come in, sign a waiver. If you need a door, you can come in and get a door. If you need a windows, sometime this is limited to stock on hand, but we also have nonprofits that come in and will take some of the material and they will use it in some of their projects in other avenues.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We also have here in this area a textile where you can bring your used clothing, shoes, things like that, where you donate it. We have a nonprofit which comes in. They then will take that, they reuse them. So they'll clean them up, they clean them, and then they use them for a variety of different purposes based on their nonprofit.
So recycling is not just about paper and plastic and metal. We're talking clothes, we're talking doors, things. There's other things that you can recycle as well. It's not conventionally thought of.
Yeah, you're talking everything from what we consider standard recyclables, which are what comes in here, to other things, including, as I'll mention, things like single-use plastics, wheelchairs, durable medical goods, paint, electronics. All of these types of things are things that we recycle here.
Okay, all right.
So, as I was mentioning right up in here, this is our expanded electronics area, which looks much differently. We now have a place where you can bring in everything from TVs to holiday lights. Okay. So the holidays come around, you have those strands that you just throw away, we actually can recycle those. CDs, computers, everything we'll recycle through here as well.
What are CDs? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Even going back as far as 8-track tapes.
That's right. There you go. So we're looking there where you're talking about the place where you can donate or drop off electronics. You have several large bins. You have a building on the right, a building on the left.
Yeah.
So residents will be guided through when they pack back their cars up and they just drop it off there.
Correct. There's signage as you go through which will identify electronics drop off.
Okay.
Books, things like, we also have a book area where you can drop off books. So the end of the school year is going to be coming up, right?
Okay.
So as you're finishing your finals, you're finished your books, your kids are home from college, hey, they don't need their books anymore. If they don't buy them back, which is always a great deal, there's many sources which will buy books back from students. And you can donate again. It's a reuse type of program. If you don't have those and you just want to get rid of old encyclopedias, you remember those?
Yes, yeah. I mean, encyclopedias, what are those? I'm not old enough. Yeah, okay, yes.
You can actually bring them here and donate them. And if there's books in here that you would like, you can actually take those books as well.
That's wonderful. So we can recycle books as well.
Yes.
I know there's quite a few people that don't want to throw books away because it's knowledge and there's a value there. But there's a way that we can bring the books here, and not only will they not immediately be, I guess, recycled or processed, but they're available to other people to use and make benefit from.
Correct.
That's great.
As well as nonprofits. We have nonprofits that come in and they will then recycle through those books. They'll go through, they'll take them, then they sell them out in their bookstores or give them out to different parts of the community.
Awesome. Okay.
As we continue up through here, we pass our electronics. This is an area where a lot of the stuff, the curbside stuff and residential materials will come. Up here we have our bicycles, we'll have mixed paper and cardboard, we'll have plastics, we'll have bottles and cans up here. And then in this trailer here, we also have tires. So tires, for example, are not everybody. You go to get your tires done. A lot of times they will bring them, and they'll take them there for you for a disposal fee. Here, Montgomery County can take up to 5 tires. You come in, show your ID. Okay. They'll scan your ID. All that's doing is just saying that, hey, it verifies that you're a Montgomery County resident, and you can take up to 5 tires a year at our facility.
That's fantastic. So you can just bring, if you're a county resident and you have an ID, you can bring your tires, up to 5 tires.
Up to 5 tires a year.
Each year, you drop them off. That's fantastic. Okay.
Yeah. When you finish here, you continue around. So if you have those old paint, it's spring coming up, right? Earth months, they're spring. Everybody goes through a spring cleaning. You might find paints, solvents, cleaners, household cleaners, stuff that have been sitting in your cabinets that you don't want in your house, whether it be for children or you don't want them to leak, right? And you don't have any use for them anymore. You can bring them in here to our household hazardous waste. This is a residential household hazardous waste program, which is open 7 days a week. Every day we're open, every hour we're open, they're open, and it's free. You can drop off your batteries, you can drop off your scooters, you can drop off anything you want that is of a hazardous nature, anything that has a chemical in it. We don't take medicines, or anything like that, but we will take just about everything else.
All right. And so what we were talking about earlier with the area that has the 2 buildings by the railroad tracks.
That's going to be right here.
Right there.
Yep.
Okay, and that's where we did all of the drop-offs of building materials, things of that nature. And then we had an area for books over here next to this building. And then once we get to this area, there's other types of drop-offs, including household items and cleaning materials and things of that nature.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, let's keep us going. This is a great tour. I didn't realize how organized the distribution of materials were for residents?
Well, one of the things we try and do here is every time we find an available market, we try and maximize that market and see what we can do, but also realize it's more than just a one-time or a pilot program. It's something that has to be sustainable, and that's what we look at whenever we introduce new programs. For example, the next two programs I'm going to tell you about actually are right in this area here when you make this turn. Right in this area we have a single-use plastic.
Oh, wow.
So one of the common questions we're asked, and probably your viewers are also asked, is what do you do when you buy the big bottles of water and you have that plastic film? Well, that's not recyclable through our recycling center. You don't put that in your blue bin.
Oh, okay.
Part of the reason is because it gets caught up in our machines, and there's a different type of composition for that.
Right.
So even the grocery bags, even the single-use grocery bags that you get. So all of this now can come up into this area, and we have locations where you can drop off what's considered single-use plastic.
Okay.
Those single-use plastics we then take, we will then bale, and then we will sell that out as a commodity to different vendors, but primarily it's used in plastic decking.
Oh, wow.
So some of your readers, your viewers may have plastic decks. You walk out, they're composite. That's what that type of plastic's made out of.
Wonderful, wonderful. And that's at the kind of the far right of the facility.
Correct.
Right beneath where we were talking about dropping off your liquids or household cleaners.
Correct.
And things. Okay.
Right next to that is what we have is a program we've had for several years now is a partnership with the Department of Aging, the Maryland Department of Aging. What that does is that takes usable, durable medical goods, canes, walkers, crutches, wheelchairs, beds, everything else.
Okay.
And what they will do is they take that, you donate it, and then they come in when it's full, they pick it up, they bring it back to their facility. They will then sanitize it, and they have mechanics there and maintenance people there that will pick them up, will refurbish them, bring them to like new condition, certify them, and then they have a large warehouse where people can go onto the Department of Aging website.
Oh, wow.
And also through the state Department of Aging, and you can register. So if you have something where you need a wheelchair, but maybe you can't afford a wheelchair, or you need crutches or canes, you can go onto their website, and it has a way that you can actually register for those, and they can then have it get to you.
And I like that we're learning now is that recycling does not always mean that you take material, crush it up, and make it into something else.
Then when we come around here, this area here is where you can bring your refrigerators, your white goods, your bulky items, things like that, your lawnmowers. Now with Montgomery County having a leaf blower, you have our leaf blowers, you can then bring those in here where we will drain the liquids from them.
Okay.
And we'll take it, and all the metals and plastics, those will get recycled. Wow. So this area here, we'll make sure that we take all of that out, the Freon, the R22, stuff like that comes out of refrigerators, we take that. Okay. And then this area here is our scrap metal recycling area. So this area will be for anything that's metal. You can bring it in, old pots and pans, stuff like that. You can bring it in clotheslines for those people that have them, or scooters, anything else. Old barbecues, you can bring them in here, we'll recycle them. And this gets brought out. This gets brought out through our scrap metal, and we'll continue out from there.
And this area was basically located right to the left or beneath where we were just now.
Correct.
Okay, fantastic. All right, let's keep moving.
Then as we continue down here, this is kind of on your exit way. The way we design this is recycle right. You've seen the message in Montgomery County about recycling right.
Okay.
We've kind of taken that whole concept and applied it here so that all of our recycling, as you're making the loop, is all on the right. And then the very last thing you hit is our public unloading facility.
Okay.
And this here is comprised of 6 bays. This is where all residential trash, if you want to bring it in on your own, you can bring in trash under 500 pounds.
Oh, really?
If it's under 500 pounds, you can bring it in and dispose of it for free.
Okay, sofas, love seats,
all of that.
This trash.
Under 500 pounds.
Big bags of trash.
Correct.
Spring cleaning.
It's primarily for your household. It's primarily for your household trash.
Right.
So if you do have a large couch, or you're trying to get rid of a bedroom because your kids are moved out and they've gone away, that they may be directed to another area of the site on one of our tipping floors to where it's easier for you to access. You're not having to pick stuff up and trying to throw it over a wall. But for the most part, this is for mostly bagged trash under 500 pounds.
Fantastic.
That we can bring in here. And you can also, we have ash cans up here for your coals, stuff like that.
Spring cleaning tip.
Then as you exit the facility, you'll come out and you'll just stay to your right, and that'll bring you back out
to
where you want to go. If you have, and if I may, if you have yard trim, because that's also something that's coming up. We've just been through the deep freeze of winter.
Yeah.
So now you can actually bring in your yard trim. You can bring it in, and that comes into this area right here. So this is where all of our leaves, branches, things like that you can bring. However, if you do live in the county and you have curbside collection for leaves and grass, it's always best to put those out.
Right. Okay.
However, if you do bring it here, they can't be in any plastic bags. We'll ask you to remove the plastic bags so that doesn't get contaminated. This material here with all of our leaves and branches, that gets ground up, and we process a material called leaf grow.
Okay.
And we sell that out commercially.
Oh, that's fantastic. So again, another great use of recycled materials. You take leaves and other yard stuff, and you make it into something that the county can sell to generate revenue. That's very efficient. Okay.
Then we can bring us right back here to where we started.
Cool. Now, what is the transfer station? What does that mean?
So this whole campus is considered the transfer station.
Oh, okay.
The idea of a transfer station is primarily where material is brought. It's then transferred from one place to another. That's the simplest way to say it.
Wow, that makes sense. Because it's literally what you've been talking about is transferring things that one person doesn't necessarily have need for, and then giving it a new purpose for someone else. So transferring ownership or possession one to another. That's fantastic. All right.
Whereas opposed to, just to clarify, as opposed to a landfill, where you go into a landfill, you drop it, it stays there. It doesn't go anywhere else. It goes into the ground.
Oh, wow.
Whereas here, because we don't have any landfills and we are surrounded on 3 sides by residents in commercial areas, there's no place. It has to go somewhere else. So that's why we transfer it from this facility via rail to other facilities.
How many people would you say work for the recycling part?
In this building alone, we have roughly 57 people that are a combination of contractors and state employees.
All right. And they're all working to help process all the things we talked about earlier. All right, so let's get an overview of this mixed paper thing.
And what I'll describe, and which is normally a question we have, is the stuff that when somebody puts something in their blue bin for recycling, they normally think it's out of sight, out of mind. They have no idea where it comes from.
Right.
And so what we do is when it comes to paper, the first area it comes from is a large tipping floor, which we have. This is where in the county we have 60-40 split body trucks, which means 40% of the truck is of one commodity, 60% is of the other. That means half of it is commingled recyclable, glass, bottles, cans, plastic. The other side will be mixed paper and cardboard.
Oh, okay.
The first place it goes is they will dump that onto a large tipping floor. Now, a tipping floor is a large concrete pad. So if you look out at a parking lot, picture that with a building over it, except it's made of concrete. From there, we will load it then into kind of a feed wheel or a hopper. What the feed wheel does is it will level out the material. So whenever you put something in, it's very clumpy. Picture this as something that continuously rotates, which will flatten the material and spread it out, kind of metering it. So it'll meter it out and kind of a fine level so that when it gets to our picking station, it gets to our screening area where we have 4 sorters. 4 sorters will manually pick out things that are not supposed to be in there. Things that are not supposed to be in there. Plastic straps, some bags, things like that unfortunately people forget. And sometimes they'll, hey, I've purchased, we had a party, I put all the glassware in there and I put my cardboard out and it accidentally got picked up. In that case, they'll pick those types of materials out. They actually have an inner and an outer glove, so they wear 2 pairs of gloves.
Okay.
They also wear sleeves and aprons. Now the reason for 2 pairs of gloves, sometimes people put needles, if they're insulin or whatever, those happen to get in there. But it's only for their protection. So the inner glove is a cut-resistant glove and a puncture-resistant glove. So if there's any glass, it won't penetrate and puncture their hands.
Fantastic. Safety first.
Absolutely.
All right. And then we come to the next area.
So the next area, once it goes through this line, we have 2 bunkers.
Okay.
One is for cardboard, one is for mixed paper. And that's all grades of paper. We sell a mixed paper. And the way those are sorted is picture a lot of wheels, round wheels, except they're stars.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So what happens is as the material goes through them, they're spaced out. The lighter materials will fall immediately, whereas the larger bulky items like cardboard will ride across the top, and those go into the furthest bunker. And that's the difference, our mixed paper and our commingled material.
And these are large, again, most of these things are red. Is there a reason why they're red, or?
It's just what we ordered. It's just what we ordered at the time.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And
these actually will stay in this bunker until we're ready to bale them. Then they'll go along another conveyor, and they'll go through an incline conveyor that goes up about 22 feet in the air.
Okay. All right. Whoa, okay.
And that's what this is here. Okay. So that'll bring your conveyor. That will then drop it from here, this incline conveyor, which you can see this is mixed paper. We'll put it in top feed and drop it into a baler.
Okay.
And that's just like, if you think of it as if you're not familiar with a baler, it's like a garbage disposal in your house.
Yeah.
You put stuff in, you don't see it come out the other side.
Right.
But what this will do is this will compact it
Okay.
into bales, and the bales come out the other side. So what we will do is we move this out, we ship it out every day, Monday through Friday. So these bales will then be transported by forklift into a staging area until the trucks are ready. Trucks come in, and then we'll put them on the back of the truck. And this is the finish point. We get it here. We don't go any further than this. We put it in a bale, and then we sell it to brokers and markets. So the commingled here, this is our commingled sorting line. So this is everything that's glass, plastic, metal, aluminum. Those are the types of materials that come through here. This is on that other side of the truck. Remember I told you 60-40. This is on that opposite side. So what they'll do is this will come in and they deposit it on a tipping floor.
Wow.
Which is what we have in here again. Now we will receive in anywhere from about 135 tons, between 100 and 135 tons every single day. These are compactor trucks, which means that they have a blade which will keep compacting it to get as much in there as they can.
Oh, wow.
So these will already be flattened. A lot of times liquids that are in there, we want people to drain their liquids. But if you don't and it happens to be in there, it'll compact it, and a lot of times the liquids will come out through here as well.
So the processing of the materials starts almost immediately once they get into the truck.
In a sense.
It's starting to be processed.
It helps us out
compact,
because it flattens it, and we can get more, which means we can get less trucks in here, which then frees up safety for congestion, and we don't have to have as many people interact with them.
All right.
From there, it goes through what's considered our pre-sort station.
Okay.
Just like we talked about in the fiber building of pulling stuff out that doesn't belong there, that's the same thing. So this will pull out things like pots and pans, or medical devices, or if people put medicine in there, we'll pull this out. That gets thrown away. But they'll pull in coat hangers. Coat hangers are something, while they are metal and they are recycling, they don't get recycled through our system.
This is great. And again, in this picture, we see again that there's actually workers in here using their judgment to remove materials that don't belong.
Correct.
Fantastic.
Correct.
All right.
From there, we go through one of our two mechanical, if you will, separation areas. This is the ferrous metal separator. What this does is it separates metal and steel away from the rest of the plastics. And this right here is a large magnet. So if you remember when you were a kid, you take two magnets that are the same and you put them together, the same sides will repel.
Oh, wow.
This actually will attract it.
Okay.
And this will take all the metal, the ferrous metal, and take it out.
Oh, great.
That's what this does.
So you're sorting it using technology again. And ferrous is what means iron or something?
Yeah.
Or, okay, cool. And so what we're looking at is at the bottom you have all the plastics. I guess at the top is where
this
metal.
is everything that came off of our sorting line. But once it gets to this stage, there's no metal. There's aluminum, but there's no metal.
And there's this big blue thing there that says magnet separator.
That's the magnet.
The blue thing's the magnet, and then at the bottom is all the materials.
Correct.
Okay.
And there's a conveyor that runs through here. So what happens is the material will get caught on the conveyor. It's a big magnet.
Okay.
And once it gets to the end where the magnet doesn't exist anymore, it runs off the end and drops off, and then it goes out through our metal line.
Oh, wow, this one sounds exciting.
Yeah, so this is a shaker table.
Okay.
Does just what it thinks. Sounds like it just shakes, right? But what this does, it has 2-inch holes in it. And what this is designed for is to take anything minus 2 inches. So anything smaller than 2 inches, broken glass, pill bottles, things like that are broken that don't fit in here, that will drop through here, and that gets put out into our mixed area.
Great.
Everything else will then pass through into kind of a perforator, our trommel, which will, excuse me, this will take all of our glass, separate kind of our bigger glass from the plastics. It then gets put through a flattener. And what the flattener does is puts a lot of holes in it. And that's so that any remaining liquids can drain out.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it flattens it so that when it comes to our sorting station, our light sort, it's easier for our sorters to pick those things out. So in this station, they'll pick out things like water bottles, milk jugs, plastic jugs, things like that.
And we see in the picture, again, you have workers here in the line with their safety materials, and they're picking things out. That's the way you described.
Correct.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay. So you have a combination of machinery and I guess, what do you call it? Manufacturing style processes.
Right, manual sorting
And then you have
versus more
sorting
of a
as well.
mechanical.
All right.
This area here is kind of what I referred to earlier. This is where, because aluminum is not magnetic, right? This area here is called an eddy current. An eddy current is like those two magnets. If you turn them around and now they're the same likeness, they'll repel. What this does is it puts an electric charge through, and this will repel the aluminum cans, which will go further, and all the other plastics will just drop down. So that's how we're able to separate
So
these.
it's basically using like an invisible barrier to
Correct.
separate the individual things. And in the picture, you can see a can of soda versus some type of bottle.
Correct.
Oh, wow, that's very cool. Okay.
We also separate out through the same process flower pots and buckets.
Okay.
We also do tubs and lids.
Oh, wow.
So obviously if you have that yogurt or you have that cottage cheese container, we'll separate the tubs and the lids separately.
All right.
And then the last part we have is our glass sorting station. And our glass sorting station, what we have is we separate 3 types of glass. So we have our clear glass, also formerly known as flint glass, but it's clear glass. And then we have a Gramber. Now you may be wondering what Gramber is.
Yeah, so definitely.
Gramber's a really technical name.
Okay,
it's
yeah.
Really it's green and brown glass combined. That's it. It's literally that simple.
Green and brown glass.
Yeah,
okay.
so we
Gramber,
created a commodity called Gramber.
Gramber, all right.
And so now we get a very similar price for it. So now we sell this out and we're able to sell that out. And then the very end product is our glass bunkers.
Okay.
So all of this goes outside into glass. Then we have our mixed broken glass. That's anything that's broken minus 2 inches goes out through here. But all of our glass, every commodity we collect here, we do sell. We sell this to a glass manufacturer, and the glass manufacturer then brings that down, breaks that down, separates it by even further, by color, type, bring it down into a sand, and then they use that for manufacture of new materials.
Okay.
We mentioned earlier about the
baler.
bales. This is the very similar thing, except these happen to be plastic bales.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They kind of look like large blocks.
Yeah, you see, if you look at it closely, you can see the individual Dasani bottles, the water bottles, and green bottles, all plastics mixed together. And so the commingled paper will end up in bales. The commingled plastics, a lot of them ends up in bales. But the glass storage the glass will ends up in bunkers.
Correct.
Okay.
And so do steel and aluminum. So this is steel and aluminum bales as well.
So bales for everything except for glass.
Correct.
Fantastic. And you can see in the image here, there's a lot of processed materials here.
So to give you an idea from a daily basis, which even compounds it a little bit more that people can more get their hand on, is every day through this facility, just commingled materials, we'll receive in between roughly 100 and 135 tons a day per day.
In tons. What do you want residents to remember about recycling that can help the county be more efficient or serve residents better when it comes to processing all of these types of materials?
You know, that's a really good question. And one of the things that we always want them to do is if when in doubt, don't just assume everything goes into your blue bin.
Okay.
Okay. The best thing to do is if you don't know what to recycle is to go through to the Montgomery County website. Go to our DEP website.
Okay.
Go on to DEP Resource Conversion. Go on there, or even when you go onto the main website, it'll say trash and recycling. There's a link on there, and it'll say, how do I?
Right.
And you can click on that link and type in what material do you have. And it will tell you exactly how to recycle that and how to handle that in Montgomery County.
Incredible, incredible. Huge thank you to you and your entire team, which I didn't realize how many people were involved in this recycling process, as well as machines. And even now, if you listen carefully, you can hear some of the processes in place. Is that what we're hearing?
Yes.
And so how long have you been in this type of industry, and what type of expertise? We always like to try to share with people who are some of the people serving them and how they came about to provide these types of services.
Yeah, no, that's something that unfortunately gets lost. And everybody that works here, not everybody that works here grew up and said, hey, I'm going to go into recycling.
Right.
Okay, that was not my path.
Okay, that's okay. Yep.
No, my path started out in manufacturing, in a sense, but I've been in the recycling and solid waste business for over 35 years. I know it doesn't look like it. I know it
no,
doesn't
not at
look
all. Like you started when you were 5. I
Hey,
didn't know
pretty much,
child
yeah,
labor
yeah.
laws in the county must be a little lax. Yeah.
But I started in California, and then I worked for public sector. I worked for a small city in California, and I kind of learned the industry on the back of a garbage truck.
Okay.
You know,
all right.
it's like if you're going to do something, you need to learn it. So I rode the back step, and I humped the garbage, and I learned about it. And then over the years, I kind of escalated up into different areas and learned kind of the overall structure of how to do things. And I've been fortunate over the 35 years to work in various areas, both domestically and internationally. But I've been with the county for going on 20 years now.
So that's what's happening, MoCo. It's Earth Month, and we are celebrating it here by showing you the fantastic processes that's in place to bringing value to the residents of Montgomery County through recycling. Thank you so much, Jeff
welcome.
Kammerer, for being here today.
Anytime.
And thank you for watching and for recycling enjoy your Earth Month. And that's what's happening, MoCo. Please share, like, and subscribe.
Thanks for listening to What's Happening MoCo. Please subscribe via your favorite podcasting platform and follow us on Facebook. This podcast is brought to you by County Cable Montgomery, your source for news and information from the Montgomery County government. Connect with us via cable, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube by searching for County Cable MoCo.